You know, we're always told health looks a certain way, right? But what if the biggest signs of well-being are actually the ones you can't even see? Well, that's what we're going to get into. We're going to uncover the 10 times real signals that your body is truly healthy from the inside out. Okay, let's just start right here. Your six-pack reveals nothing about your actual health. That's a pretty bold statement, isn't it? I mean, it flies in the face of almost everything you see on social media. But here's the thing, it's true. Stuff like having a six-pack or a super fast mile time, they really don't tell you the whole story about what's going on inside. So on one hand, you've got what we're all kind of conditioned to chase, right? The external stuff, the abs, the mile time, how much you can lift. But real health, that lives over on the other side. It's about waking up with energy, recovering fast, feeling calm. It's really the difference between just looking good and actually truly feeling good. And that brings us right into our first big idea, the fitness illusion. Because, and this is crucial, it is completely possible to look like the absolute picture of health on the outside, while on the inside, your body is seriously struggling. Get this, a staggering 60% of elite endurance athletes, the people we think are the healthiest on the planet, have something called overtraining syndrome. They look incredible, right? But inside, their bodies are just completely overloaded with stress. It's the perfect example of how much looks can fool you. So, if the mirror isn't telling us the truth, what can we actually trust? Well, that leads us right here. Think of it like this. Your body has its own internal dashboard. It's got all these signals, these little warning lights. We just have to learn how to read them. And that's the key, really. Your body is always talking to you. It doesn't lie. So the signs we're about to jump into, that's its language. And learning to speak it, well, that's how you finally truly understand your own health. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. This is the heart of what we're talking about today, the 10-point health check. You can think of it as your body's personal report card. Let's dive in and see what the signs are. First one up, how do you feel the second you wake up? I mean, can you get out of bed and walk to the bathroom without making some old person groaning sound? If you can, that is a huge win. You see, that morning stiffness, it's not just getting older. It's often a sign of chronic inflammation. Basically, your body's repair crew has been working overtime all night, and it leaves you feeling all stiff and achy. All right, number 2 is your immune system. Look, getting a cold once, maybe twice a year, totally normal. But if you feel like you're always catching something, that is a major red flag. It means your body's personal security team, these amazing things called T cells and NK cells that fight off all the bad guys, are just too burned out from stress to do their job right. Okay, let's talk about digestion. Yeah, we're going there. This is a big one, folks. Regularity is everything. Going once or twice a day, that means your system is running like a well-oiled machine. But if it's less than 3 times a week, that can be a real problem. Research shows that's when things can start to, well, back up. It's a surprisingly direct window into what's happening inside. Now this one is absolutely fascinating. It has nothing to do with how hard you can train. It's all about how quickly your body can calm down afterwards. It's called heart rate recovery, and it's a direct look at your autonomic nervous system. You know, the system that controls fight or flight versus rest and digest. A fast recovery means you are incredibly resilient to stress. And the cool part is you can actually test this yourself. It's super easy. Just follow these steps right after your next workout. If your heart rate drops by more than 12 beats in that first minute, that is a fantastic sign your nervous system is in great shape. If it doesn't, it might be a sign you're kind of stuck in that high stress mode. Okay, on to number 5, your skin. Seriously, think of your skin as a mirror for what's happening inside your body. Things like chronic acne, eczema, or just constant dryness, those are often billboards for internal problems like hormonal chaos or inflammation. So having clear skin without needing a 10-step routine, that usually means things are pretty calm on the inside. Number 6, how do you feel after you eat? A good balanced meal should give you steady energy. But if you find yourself crashing and desperately needing a nap 30 minutes later, that is a huge warning sign. It often points to poor blood sugar control and maybe even the early stages of insulin resistance. Let's talk about sleep for a sec. It's kind of funny. There's a real Goldilocks zone for how long it should take to fall asleep. That sweet spot is right around 10 to 20 minutes. If you're out the second your head hits the pillow, you're probably just exhausted and sleep deprived. But if you're tossing and turning for an hour, that's a classic sign your nervous system is just too jacked up on stress to actually switch off. All right, number 8 is so simple but so important. Can you move without pain? I mean, simple daily stuff like squatting down to pick something up or reaching for something on a high shelf. If that's all pain-free, it means your body is working correctly. And please don't just write off chronic aches and pains as getting older. They're signals that something is weak or tight or inflamed. Now, here's a really interesting one. It's subtle but powerful. Think about it. When your body has all the energy and nutrients it needs for the big, important survival jobs, it has plenty left over for the non-essential stuff, like growing your hair and nails. So if they grow fast and strong, it's a great sign of good nutrient absorption and circulation. It basically means your body is thriving, not just surviving. And last but not least, number 10, what's your emotional baseline? If you're generally calm and not constantly feeling wired, anxious, or irritable, that is a fantastic sign of a well-regulated nervous system. It shows you can handle stress when it comes, but then, and this is key, you can actually return to a state of rest. That ability is just fundamental for long-term health. Okay, so there you have it, all 10 signs. Now let's pull this all together and figure out what it means for you. So I want you to take a second. Be honest with yourself. Run through that list. How many of those 10 signs do you really have going on in your life right now? 1, 5, all 10? So what does that number actually mean? Well, if you scored a 7 or higher, that is awesome. It means your body is really working the way it's supposed to. Now, if you're at 3 or less, hey, don't freak out. Just see it for what it is. It's a little message from your body saying, hey, could you give me a little more support in these areas? Because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Real health isn't something you can show off on Instagram. You can't capture it in a selfie. It happens in the quiet, efficient, amazing work your body is doing every single second, especially when nobody's watching. And that right there, that's why this all matters so much. That gap between looking fit and actually being healthy, it's huge. And focusing on these internal signals, it's not just about feeling better right now. It is the single best predictor of how you're going to feel and function 30 years down the road.